Following breaking news this morning, Action News Jax has learned 2 Jacksonville officers shot and killed someone in the Ocean Way neighborhood. It happened on Khalil Road off Dunn Creek Road. Action News Jax Zion Dakota is live there now. And Zion, this all started last night right before midnight.
Indeed, it did, Phil. Good morning to you. Officers are on scene right now, and that scene is still active as of this hour. We have a police patrol unit that is still out here this morning. We have a crime scene unit van that is here this morning, and we have officers out here concentrated around some of the homes in this neighborhood. At 11:15 p.m. Tuesday night, patrol task force officers in a covert car located a suspect in a stolen vehicle around 61st and Main Street. That car was driven by a suspect they had encountered before, and they believe he was armed. The sheriff says that same suspect was observed in that same stolen vehicle 2 weeks ago and fled, but was not taken into custody. The suspect had allegedly been switching license plates on the car, but it was still identifiable to police. Officers in a covert vehicle followed that suspect until they got to the 11,000 block of Khalil Road. At that point, JSO says the suspect in the stolen vehicle blacked out his car and pulled into a driveway. Police say that the suspect then jumped out of the vehicle, and police started chasing him around several houses, over several fences, and through multiple backyards. One of the 2 officers involved in the shooting was a sergeant. One of those officers deployed his taser 2 times at that suspect. When officers pulled out their taser, the suspect allegedly pulled out a handgun. Officers fired their weapons multiple times at that suspect. The suspect died at the scene, which is in the backyard of the house in question. JSO says that first officer is M. Higginbotham. He was hired in January 2018, and this is their first officer-involved shooting. The second officer, M. Howell, was hired in March 2015. This is their 3rd officer-involved shooting. We're told a state attorney is also on scene conducting an independent investigation. Officers did not specify how many bullets were fired at the suspect. The undersheriff, however, said it was enough to end the threat. The sheriff said quite a few. Now, at this hour, officers tell us that they are unsure at this time if the suspect lived in the area. They are not going to release his information until they have him positively identified by his family. For local coverage you can count on, I'm Zion Dakota, Action News Jax. Back to you.
A person of interest.
They shoot and kill a suspect they say had a gun, but police say they've encountered that same man before. We'll tell you all the details in just minutes.
And a proposal complaint, Bethany, thank you. Right now, Action News Jax is in the Ocean Way neighborhood after the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says that officers shot and killed a suspect. Action News Jax Zion Dakota is live on Khalil Road off of Dunn Creek Road. And Zion, you have been live on top of this story since 4:30 this morning.
Yes, we have, Shay, and that scene remains very active as of 7 o'clock this morning. And that man was killed by police after they say he pulled out a gun. Again, it's still a very active scene. Right now, we have police beyond this line centered around houses in this area. Just seconds ago, investigators walked beyond this line with materials from the crime scene. Here's what we know. This all started around 11 o'clock last night. Officers in an unmarked car spotted a stolen vehicle driven by a man who they encountered before. They followed him until they got to this area in Ocean Way. That's when JSO says he, quote, blacked out the car, pulled into a driveway, jumped out of the car, and police chased him into a backyard. When police pulled out their taser, he allegedly pulled out a gun. Officers then shot him, and then he died on the scene. Officers say that same suspect was stopped in that same stolen car 2 weeks ago and got away.
Where was he shot? Was it outside a house or on a road?
Outside of the house. Yeah, he was in a yard, backyard.
Any idea how many shots had been shot?
Enough to end the threat.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
Now, JSO has confirmed that one of the 2 officers involved was a sergeant. That suspect died on the scene. His name has yet to be released. And again, this crime scene is still very active as of this morning. You see investigators concentrated around this house all the way down at the end of this block beyond this crime scene tape. For local coverage you can count on, I'm Zion Dakota, Action News Jax.
Zion, thank you. This is now the 4th officer-involved shooting this year for JSO compared to last year. Take a look here. There was a total of 17. That is more than double in 2024 with 8 officer-involved shootings, and in 2023 there were 13 shootings in total. Well, Jackson.
Live this morning, Fox 30 Action News Jax starts right now.
Tell me when. Police shoot and kill a suspect they said had a gun, but police say that they've encountered that man before. We'll have more details coming up in just a moment.
Diane, we see you're right in front of this car. It seems to be getting towed right now.
Indeed, we are. Investigators moved this from before the police line this morning. We're not sure how this vehicle is connected to the scene, but it is interesting that crime scene investigators were near this vehicle and people related to them are towing this vehicle from out behind the crime scene line. Investigators have been centered around this area all morning long. We even saw officials going into that white police van earlier this morning and removing materials from the crime scene, putting them into the van early this morning. This is still a very active scene since we've been here at 4:30 a.m. Now, JSO confirmed that one of these two officers was a sergeant. They also tell us that the suspect died at the scene. His name has yet to be released. Reporting live for local coverage you can count on, I'm Zion Decoto, Action News Jax.
Zion, thank you for breaking that down
Sheriff's
for us.
Office investigating its fourth officer-involved shooting of the year. Police shot and killed a man last night who they say was armed. Action News Jax, Zion Decoto reports the suspect was familiar with the police.
It was in this yard behind me where a police pursuit of a suspect ended with police shooting that suspect multiple times, killing him. Authorities also tell us they've encountered that same man before. 11:15 Tuesday night. A Jacksonville sheriff's officer and sergeant in an unmarked car spotted 52-year-old Michael Wayne Jones, a convicted felon from Virginia, in a car that was reported stolen. Police followed Jones until they got to Khalil Road in Ocean Way.
The subject in the stolen vehicle blacked out his car and pulled into a driveway. He then jumped out of the vehicle and they started a foot pursuit, chasing him around a couple of houses, over some fences and through some backyards.
When officers Higginbotham and Howell pulled out their taser, Jones allegedly pulled out a gun. Officers shot Jones and he died on the scene. As for how many shots were fired, a man living right next to the shooting scene says,
"What I'm guessing about 9 gunshots, maybe more."
Enough to end the threat.
It's quite a few.
That neighbor who did not want to be identified tells me Jones was no stranger to the yard where he died. Jones lived in that house.
They was chasing the guy that was my next door neighbor, unfortunately. He always treated me nice. He always talked to me. He was always friendly. He was in and out of here all the time. He kept some weird hours, but I never, it didn't really bother me.
Jones was familiar to police. They say that he was a convicted felon from Virginia and they attempted to stop him about 2 weeks ago, but he got away. For local coverage you can count on, in Ocean Way, Zion Decoto, Action News Jax.